news in HD continues here on WCIA3, your local news leader.
It's a very unique setting here. Most other small town festivals have either a downtown area where they can, shut down a couple blocks.
The Homecoming is one of the biggest events in town, but for almost a decade, it closed down.
But this Sangamon County town has been preparing to bring back the memories. WCIA3's Emily Fannin shares the past and present from our town, Sherman.
The original Chicks Pool Hall in Sherman, and this is where the 1954 where it all started, the Sherman Homecoming.
But today, it's a whole different ball game. The town decided to start a homecoming to raise funds for a new community center, a move that many didn't think was possible.
Probably it was just, small community. They probably didn't think that many people would attend, and anyway, they did, and it was exciting, and we were dancing and everyone. And
in the late 60s, after raising over $7,000, the community center was built and named the Sherman Athletic Club. And for Catlin, that's where the tradition grew.
And they had the bands in there and the dancing, and we had 82 people from just our family on the dance floor, from 2-year-olds to 80-some-year-olds one year, and all of our friends.
After years of hosting homecomings, it eventually came to an end in the late 90s. In 2008, Sherman wanted to bring back what it once was.
We were looking for a community project. It made sense that the last homecoming had occurred somewhere around 10 to 12 years previously.
Now located in a big field next to the rail golf course, it's been the spot for the past 3 years. And community members say it brings a whole different atmosphere than most fairs.
Maybe they have a really big park that has plenty of parking and can hold an event like this, and we take an empty field and develop it for a 3-day party.
Members in town say it's great to see a family event continue without the daily distractions our society is involved in.
Fun to watch the kids having fun without having their cell phones in front of them, and they were laughing and giggling and running around, and it was just, and they had so many activities. In
Sherman, Emily Fannin, WCIA3, your local news leader.
And to see this event for yourself, come join us out at Sherman's Homecoming tomorrow night. It's just outside the rail golf course. We will be out there live for CI Living and for our entire 5 and 6 o'clock newscast tomorrow night, so we hope to see you there. And if you're looking for a hot slice of pizza and a cold drink, our town Sherman's Fire and Ale House is the place to be. It's one of the newest hot spots around town. They're known for their famous fire brick oven pizza and more than 80 craft beers. It's a family business, and they say it's always been their dream to open up shop in their hometown.
This is kind of a dream that he's had. He's worked in several bars and restaurants when he was in college, and he kind of put the whole thing together and made up his own. So this is kind of a dream come true for him.
Fire and Ale House also offers paint nights and trivia for all ages.
Sherman, your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5 in high definition.
We are all set up for a festival here in our town, Sherman. We are located just outside the rail golf course off Business 55 in Sherman for the annual Sherman Homecoming, which starts right now. So we're very excited to be here. Good evening, I'm Aaron Bennett.
And I am Jennifer Roscoe. Yes, this is this is a town's homecoming. This is really big.
Well, we brought Sunny Bear out for it, so
it is sunny,
only
which
the biggest
is appropriate.
events.
So, of course, during this next half hour and during the 6 o'clock, we're going to give you a little tour around the Sherman Homecoming and let you know what there is here, because maybe you want to come.
And I mentioned we're just outside the rail golf course. I will head onto the course here in a few minutes. I don't get to play, unfortunately.
I was going to say, wait, what?
Maybe I can get some tips. We're going to talk to the director of the golf course about the history here and a major tournament that called this course home for 30 years.
And no playing. You have to come back.
Yeah, I guess.
You have to join me. All right. And quite frequently on the 5 o'clock every Thursday, you see Aaron and I, we usually may be holding a cat or a dog. We might be crazy sometimes and have a rabbit, but today we are going really exotic with the animals. We're going to show you what there is here to see in Sherman.
We've got all that and more coming up during the 5 o'clock news has here from our town, Sherman. But first, we're going to send things back to the studio. Jessica Coons has a look at today's top stories. Jessica.
Thanks, Aaron and Jennifer. How's it going out there?
All right, thank you so much. The homecoming's set to get started. Right now, people are starting to filter in. There is so much here for people to do. We've got, you can see the very tip of the slide way up there. There's a carnival on that side. And then over here, there is just a whole line of food trucks. You've got Taste of Chicago, which actually is going on right now in the city. We've got a taco truck. You've got steak back there. There's going to be a band. There's also a lot of community groups around that you can come and say hi. And we found one of those groups over here. We've got the Volunteer Fire Department from Sherman, and they nominated Shelby to do the interview. I don't know, everybody touched their nose, and now they're all walking away. Very unsupportive, these guys. No, I'm just kidding. So tell me why you grew up in Sherman, Shelby. Why did you want to become a volunteer firefighter?
It's just helping out my community. You know, this is where I grew up, born and raised here, and just helping everybody around here. You know, you grow up with everybody, go to school with everybody, so you just want to help.
Was it your dream as a little kid to one day fight fires like a lot of little boys?
Actually, no, it really wasn't. About when I was probably about 15, 16 is when I really decided this is what I want to do. So, and then I was on a junior program with Sherman Fire, and then it turned into becoming a volunteer on here.
There's definitely something special about volunteer firefighters. When it's your job and you're getting paid for it, of course, that's one of the big reasons you're going into the station. You guys could get woken up in the middle of the night. You have no idea. You might be at home. Tell me what made you want to be able to do that?
For me, it's probably the adrenaline rush, and I like kind of not knowing what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing because we train so hard on what we do, and we train every week, you know. And yeah, we do get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. We leave our families on birthdays. We leave on Christmas to go help somebody. You know, we're there to fix the problem. So it's just a great feeling.
Well, Sherman's glad that they have you, and apparently just you, Shelby, because everybody is hiding. They've scattered totally.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's good support, though, for Shelby throughout all of this. All right, thank you so much. All right, coming up, you can't talk about Sherman without talking about the Rail Golf Course, and that's where Aaron Bennett is going to show you around up next. Don't go away.
Your local news leader. Our Town Sherman continues now.
Welcome back to Our Town Sherman. We're here at the Rail Golf Course with Jim Johnson, the general manager here at the Rail. And beautiful course you have here, and it's a beautiful day to play. Just take us through kind of what people can expect when they come here to play at the Rail if they've never been here before.
Well, it's a player-friendly golf course. Big greens, pretty wide open. Course is in unbelievable condition right now. Greens are putting well, getting a lot of play, and the weather's perfect.
Yeah, of course, a lot of folks may have heard of the Rail. You guys hosted the LPGA for 30 years. The State Farm Classic was here for many, many years. What did that tournament and that prestige do for this course in terms of just some notoriety and getting some folks to want to come out here and play?
Well, it gave us a lot of recognition. It was on television for several years. The very first one was called the Jerry Lewis Mustard District Golf Classic in 1976. We had it for 31 years, and unfortunately we lost it and went to Panther Creek for 4 years, and then they lost their sponsorship. But still, we get a lot of play. A lot of people like coming up here playing just because it's a player-friendly golf course.
Yeah, now, you've worked here for 40 years. You've kind of seen a lot of changes here at the course and in Sherman as well. Take me through just kind of what do you think the importance of this course is to a town like Sherman and just having a course like this so close for them to play and just being kind of an integral part of the community?
Well, you know, we get a lot of play from St. Louis, Chicago, just because the notoriety of the tournament over those several years. And actually, we have a tournament this was their 32nd year, Mr. No Name. They have 300 and some golfers come up for 3 days, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a popular course just off Business 55 outside Sherman. Jim, thank you so much. Hopefully everyone gets a chance to come out and play the Rail. You heard it, a player-friendly golf course. That's my kind of course. We'll be right back with more from Our Town Sherman. Stay with us.
All right, welcome back to Our Town Sherman. This is Sherman's Homecoming. Emily Fannin has actually been doing stories all week about this great little town just outside of Springfield. What have you loved so much?
Well, I think what I love is that it's really got that hometown feel. You know, Sherman, it's not a big populated area, but it's really grown over the years. And this is one of their biggest events here in Sherman, their big homecomings. And who knows a lot about these Sherman homecomings is Donna. Donna, if you want to join me over here for a little bit. Donna is a town historian, and Donna, now, homecoming started back in 1954, a long time ago, but this is now the third site, correct?
Correct.
And so where did it originally start, and how did it get all the way over here?
Well, it started in 1954 in front of our Chicks Pool Hall on the main street in Sherman, and a group of parents got together and wanted to build and raise funds to build a community center for the children. They even mentioned a swimming pool, which never came about. But anyway, the community center did not come about until the late 1960s, but the homecoming started in 1954, and I was told that they raised $7,500 that year towards it.
And they didn't think they were going to raise that much funds at all, right? A lot of people back in the day doubted that that would even happen, right?
Correct. But it was on one small street, and we had rides from Hackett's and Riverton and little games. And in fact, my uncle was Walt Winterberg from the Winterberg coal mine, and I guess he charged a dime to see the rattlers, and when they went to look, it was a baby rattler. So it was that type of a thing, a fun thing, but we borrowed a dance floor from New Berlin.
Mm-hmm. And you had how many family members on that dance floor?
And when we went to the Sherman AC Club, we had 82 members one night dancing, and from 2 years old to in their 80s, just from our family and then friends dancing.
So a very big family tradition here in Sherman for the homecoming. Jennifer?
Hoping to see a lot more of that going on. Probably not the same type of activities
right.
as in the 50s. Not as many rides, I'm sure, food trucks. All right, coming up, we have, we're going beyond cats and dogs to snakes and lemurs, and I don't know. I might hold a stake.
Wait and see.
Don't go away. With Lacey from Wild Times Exotics. Now, your business is out of Springfield, but actually you're from Sherman, so this is truly a homecoming for you. How do you all of these wild animals around you?
On exotic animals, and I didn't work in a zoo because I wanted to work with the animals on Wild Times, and that's what I did.
And you will voluntarily pick up all of these animals, including that guy over there? So, yeah, show us around. Who are your friends?
Okay, so first off, this is Cricket. She is a fennec fox. It's full grown. That's about as big as she'll get. I know, and she's sweet.
Cuddle.
Yeah, she's a mama's girl. We also have our rose hair tarantula, which I put on my forehead. We put on kids' foreheads. That's Miss Charlotte.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Appropriate name.
Yes, right. Okay. And Miss Charlotte shed, of course. They shed their exoskeleton just like cicadas do. To the right of her, we have Mr. Izzo. He is our ball python. And then we next have Voldatort.
Oh, somebody's coming out of
yep.
home.
Voldatort.
Dion, look at that snake.
Well, you're missing the one behind you.
Oh. What? Oh my gosh. All right, Dion, you got to get over here. What's this guy's name?
Well, this is appropriately named Mr. Cuddles.
Oh.
Mr. Cuddles is a 10-foot albino Burmese python. He's brand new to our zoo. We've only had him for a couple of months, so he will end up being much, much bigger than this, about 18 feet long, but they can get up to be 23 feet long.
How many guys are you going to need to hold him once he's full grown?
Oh, depends on how strong they are.
You're going to have to add a few. Right. All right, well, Lacey, thank you so much. And again, if you come to homecoming, you can come by Wild Times Exotics and pet a cuddly fox or maybe hold a creepy crawly snake. All right, thank you so much. We'll be right back.
She'll crawl up your arm, but I'll put her down real low.
Okay.
We're witnessing a pivotal moment here in Jennifer Roscoe's life.
All right, this is my biggest fear.
Spiders.
All right, let's do
We're
it.
Putting a big spider on the hand as we finish out.
Okay.
You never know what you're going to get here in our town. Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Oh, it's all good.
No,
Look at that.
I'm good. Look at.
See, she found a new friend.
Oh, I can feel his hair.
Oh.
Okay, so come to our town, Sherman.
Yeah.
You two can
We'll
have
see you
fun.
again.
I did it.
Lots more fun at 6. We'll see you at 6 from our town, Sherman. Stay with us.
He wouldn't do that. All right, welcome everyone to a special edition of the News at 5. We are in our town, Sherman, and it is this town's homecoming. Good evening. I'm Jennifer Roscoe.
And I'm Aaron Bennett. We are live just outside the Rail Golf Course in Sherman, so come on out if you want to come and join us. We'll be here till 7 o'clock for, as we mentioned, Sherman Homecoming. Look at all the fun. We got the giant slide as they go down. Yes.
That is called excellent timing.
That's good. We couldn't have
Very good.
called that any better.
You won.
Coming up, we're going to find out what makes the Sherman Homecoming so special. It was was gone for a few years. They brought it back, and we're going to find out all about it coming up.
And you know, this week we did a story about a man who owns Longhorns, which is very unusual. But one of the things that I loved about the story is the guy was calling his cows. And I said, I want to know.
Which I guess was an accident.
He didn't know he was on
TV.
camera, and that's what happens when Jennifer Roscoe says, we want you to come on TV. So he is going to teach Aaron and I how to call cows. And as a city girl, I don't know anything about this, so learn with me.
It's good television for sure.
Yes.
It's bound to be. And the band, this is going to keep folks entertained all night here at the Sherman Homecoming, the Shenanigans. We're going to talk to them, and they're going to play for us coming up in just a little bit.
I love that word, shenanigans. We're going to have some shenanigans of ourselves during the 6 o'clock. We hope you stick with us. But of course, lots going on in the news department, and for that we head inside to the studio with Jessica Coons. Jessica.
All right, thank you, Aaron and Jennifer. Looking forward to catching up with you guys throughout the hour.
All right, thank you so much, Aaron. Sherman's Homecoming is where it is at this weekend. Joining me now is Tracy Shaw. Now, we talked to a historian at 5, and she told us about Homecoming. It started way back. And you wanted to, there was a few years where there was no Homecoming. You wanted to bring the Homecoming back to this town. Why was that?
Well, as a child, we remember, when I say we, the board, the Sherman Area Chamber of Commerce Board, we remember what it was like to be kids and be a part of our community event. So we wanted to bring that back so that our children could also experience the same thing.
And this is the 3rd year the Homecoming has been back. What have you been hearing from people?
That it's just getting better every year, that we just keep hearing the feedback and taking the feedback and just making it the event that it is today. Exciting and fun and welcoming to all the families and the community here locally.
And obviously not just for Sherman. If anybody wants to come by, they can ride the rides. You've got unlimited rides tonight. Is that true?
That is true. For $20, you can get unlimited rides from 6 to 10, and then tomorrow again from 1 to 5.
Okay, you've got that. You've got bands all weekend, food.
Yes, that's correct. Tonight we have Shenanigans playing. I think you guys mentioned that earlier. We also have Brat Pack, which is one of my favorites.
I love them.
Me too. She's so fun, isn't she?
Oh my gosh, I love her. The costumes, right?
Tomorrow night we have Big Daddy Jasper and Broken Stone. We also have fun things in the community tent. We have 108th Street Band playing tonight at 8 o'clock. We have a neon dance glow party for teens and preteens tomorrow night, which is super fun. But then we have a whole host of activities tomorrow morning that kicks us off. I don't know if you want me to talk about.
You've got a bags tournament, you've got a 5K. You have packed this weekend that if you are from Sherman, you definitely want to be coming back to town.
Yes, that is what we hope for. The parade will kick us off tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
You have a parade too? Oh my gosh.
We have a parade. It'll go down First Street and it'll end on Meredith and Zimmerman. So we invite all the families and kiddos out to get some candy and all the good stuff that we throw out. So.
Well, like I've been hearing, it's just, like you said, bigger and better every year. Tracy has been planning this for the past 3 years. I know you deserve some much-needed rest. So you're going to get through this weekend and enjoy it. Enjoy seeing those kids again.
Thank you.
All right, Tracy Shaw joining us. And up next, Tracy mentioned Shenanigans. Well, you get to hear them. Don't go away.
Where Aaron Bennett is enjoying a little music this evening.
Yeah, Jessica, we got great music here at the Sherman Homecoming. The Shenanigans, or Shenanigans, are playing right now behind us. We pulled one of the most talented members right here, Dave Luttrell. Kind of the utility man. You play keyboard, guitar, sax, is that right?
Yeah, and saxophone as well.
Tell us a little bit about the band, how you guys got started, how long you've been together.
So we've been together in this lineup for about 3 or 4 years. We do, we're a dance party pop band, so we're doing everything from old Motown stuff to all the way up to the new big hit, the Justin Timberlake hit. So we're kind of doing everything all in between. Like I said, party pop band, do mostly weddings and corporate events, but we also do big events, cool events like this outside. The weather's awesome. We're having a good time.
How many songs are you guys able to play, and do you have any favorites you personally prefer?
We probably have underneath our belt, I don't know, I'd say between 50 to 75 songs, probably more, but and then some of the new stuff, the upbeat dance stuff. One of my favorite ones to play is "Shut Up and Dance." Is kind of one of the newer kind of hits, and I love the old stuff because I play saxophone. I really like the Motown stuff as well. So,
and they're playing some country right now. We got Garth Brooks going on behind us, so we're going to listen in right now as the Shenanigans play us to break. Dave, thank you.
And the bear chases my blues away, and I'll be okay. Well, I'm not big on in low places.
Let's sing it one more time.
From your local news leader, Our Town Sherman continues now.
Ed Carter. Gross.
All right.
All right, welcome back. You saw Ed Carter earlier this week. He owns Longhorns, which is very unusual in these parts. But, you know, he was doing something that really piqued my interest. You were calling cows. How did you learn how to do that?
What are you talking about?
Oh, Ed, you shyster. You know what I'm talking about.
Here, cow, and they come running.
That is not what I heard. All right, give me, when they're roaming. Now, okay, I'm probably going to say, because I'm a city girl.
Around calls their cows up.
All right, let me hear a good one.
You know, sometimes they'll rattle a bucket and they'll just call them up there. But there's really no,
Show us, how are you doing it in the story?
Your cow is running away from where you are. What do you do?
For them to catch that on camera. I thought she had that shut off. That's an old family trait. I can't hardly give that out. It's a secret.
Give me a big, call your cow right now. What's it sound like?
They're liable to come to the fence over here. Then what are you going to do when they get out? You have to get the police and the fire department out there.
Let's hear it.
It's just like a scab, sook, just...
Ed Carter, it was a lot louder than that. I want to hear it.
Well, you can't get that real close.
Well, okay, do it loud.
Yeah.
We'll pull it back here.
Scab, sook. Scab.
So you going to give it a try?
Are there different calls that you do with different animals?
Well, it's like if I got an old mother longhorn that lost her calf, the best way to find the calf is you just, and that old longhorn, she'll go run into that calf when they hide it in the weeds or somewhere.
Okay.
All right, so what else you got? All right, you do it.
Hey, that's pretty
Hey, see, Aaron's from around these parts. So
no cows, though, for me.
He grew up with some of that. All right, give me another one.
That's about it. I mean...
No, you did something like, cow? I swear. And I said, did he just say cow?
No.
No.
All right. We're going to work on Ed a little bit.
But Aaron did very well. All right, Ed, thank you so much. Okay, after this break, we've got more news from the studio. Don't go away.
Lumber is your hometown lumber yard, but we're more than just lumber. We offer all the materials and hardware you need to create your dream kitchen or deck, or update your house with new doors. For your next project, start with Carter Brothers Lumber in Sherman.
Our Town Sherman continues now.
So here's a way to make yourself even hotter. Stand in a little house with no air conditioning and no circulation. No, seriously, though. This house is a great thing for our town, Sherman. Scott here is with me. He's with the Volunteer Fire Department. And what is the purpose of this smokehouse?
This smokehouse, what it does is it teaches young children what to do in the event of a house fire. What we really encourage them to do is stay low, because smoke and heat will rise, and in the smoke there's unburned fuel and some pretty nasty chemicals in there, so we don't obviously want them to breathe that in.
And you've got some stuff on display here that you show them as well.
Here, these are actual smoke detectors that were in house fires, and you could see just how hot a house fire can get. I've actually been in a training burn where it was at least 1,000 degrees in a room, and some of our gear will melt if it gets too hot. Hasn't happened to me, knock on wood, but hopefully it never happens. But these are just some examples of what can happen into a fire.
And okay, so you give a little signal to start things going.
So I'll just knock on the door here.
There you go. And there we go. We got some action. When the kids see this, what is their reaction?
Well, actually, to get now we got to get low. At first, they can kind of get scared, but first thing we teach them to do is not to panic, because that's when things will really go wrong. And then the second thing we do is teach them to stay low, like I am, because as you can see, the smoke is up high right now, where all the heat and the nasty chemicals are. And what we'll teach them to do is find a meeting place outside their home, like a mailbox. A neighbor's house will be another good example. and we'll teach them to crawl out of the house and find that secret meeting.
And I feel like standing in front of them, telling them these things and these rules is one thing, but when they can actually visualize it in this small space, it really it makes a difference.
It does. It really does. Unfortunately, there's some children, some adults that don't make it out of these fires because of the panicking, and we obviously want to limit that as much as we can.
Excellent. So helping kids here in our town, Sherman, love it. Thank you so much. All right. Can you see me through all of this? I feel like I'm in a music video suddenly. All right, we'll be right back.
Our Town Sherman continues now.
When we go to the vault, we always come up with some really cool stuff as we are live here at Our Town Sherman. And Matt Metcalf, you got a really good one this week, too.
Yeah, this is really fun. A little bit of aviation history, very special to Sangamon County. So back in the 1920s, people wanted to get their mail faster, just like we do now, right?
Yeah.
So they used the latest technology to do it. They delivered it via airplanes. And Lindbergh Field, just outside of Springfield, was the place where this happened. It was later named Lindbergh Field, and it was a field just like this, where the airplanes would come in, drop off the mail, and then head on out. And who did that? Right here in Sangamon County, the one and only Charles Lindbergh. And the Sangamon County man has a special story with Mr. Lindbergh that we share now from the vault from 1968.
It's only a cornfield now, located just off the Beardstown Road between Springfield and Bradforton. It was little more during its heydays from 1926 to 1929, but in those 3 years, this small 34-acre field was Springfield's air link with the world. The airplane came out of World War I as a practical but not popular means of transporting freight and passengers. A foundation for commercial aviation was laid when the Kelly Bill was passed by Congress early in 1925. Under provisions of that act, the Post Office Department could contract out mail carrying to private airlines. In Springfield, a contract was awarded to the Robertson Aircraft Corporation of Missouri, and the pilot was Charles Lindbergh. The first flight on the Chicago, Peoria, Springfield, St. Louis run was inaugurated on April the 15th, 1926. And for Springfield, it was all part of a massive promotion effort. Former Springfield Acting Postmaster William Steiger played a hand in getting airmail service to the city.
I believe the date was the 9th of April in 1926 when Slim Lindbergh came up here with his plane, and we had a meeting, I believe, at the St. Nicholas Hotel, and everyone was so enthused about it. He was always advertising airmail, and on some of these cards would be prizes offered. Take this card to such and such a business house, and they will give you a pair of socks, or this or that and the other.
Now the cornfield is again silent. Only a plaque, dedicated last week, stands to remind passers-by of the colorful history of the area. This is Mike Jackson reporting.
Yeah, pretty amazing. Love the fact that Charles Lindbergh had a presence right here in Sangamon County.
Wow. And they called him Slim, I'm told. Do you know why?
I don't. I'm guessing because he was slender. That would just be my guess.
They're real creative back in the day.
That's right. That's right. Although he was light, so I'm sure that saved gas for the plane.
Him fly.
That's right. That's right.
Aerodynamic.
Yeah.
Aerodynamic Lindbergh didn't have the same.
Right. That doesn't just roll off the tongue. You know, this gentleman that we just heard tells a lot of different stories about Lindbergh. The full version of that story I'll put up this weekend on IllinoisHomepage.net. Go to the Vault section where you can see a lot of great historic videos, and I'll put the extended version on there.
All right. Good stuff, Matt. Thank you.
Thanks,
We're going to come back to wrap things up from Our Town Sherman when we come back.
For one last time.
That's where Aaron and Jennifer are live with the rest of the crew.
All right, thank you so much, guys. Emily's with us now, and Emily, you've been out here. You work out here in our Springfield Bureau.
Yes, I have.
What is it about this small town that you love?
Well, you know, like I said earlier before, you know, it's the small town feeling. You know, Sherman's Homecoming used to be a very small event, you know, only about 80 to 100 people. Now it's thousands of people. You know, I talked to Tracy earlier. She said about 4,000 people are expected to be out here.
Wow.
So, you know, it's a small time thing that gets into big crowds and gets bigger and bigger each year.
And they're going to have great weather for it, too.
Yeah, let's hope more more people come out now that they've seen us here. I mean, we're wrapping up here, but Sherman Homecoming continues tomorrow, just north of Springfield off I-55. So come on out and have some fun. I've eaten about 6 bags of those little donuts.
You're guilty of that everywhere.
You really did.
I was just chomping down a Chicago dog, but the funnel fries.
Funnel cake fries.
Delicious.
Oh, that sounds great.
Here.
I haven't seen them at any other fair.
Mango shake-ups. At 4 o'clock, I had the very first mango shake-up.
See, unique food.
Only here in Sherman.
Just don't eat all that and then get on one of these things. That is our advice to you. All right, thank you so much for joining us for Our Town Sherman. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the weather. Good night, everyone.
Porch of the Flag Farmstead. You're taken back to a different era, where this stunning farmhouse on the prairie stood as a symbol of power in 1870s central Illinois.
In the writings that came with the house, it's called a very nice farmhouse. So I would say, yeah, I would say first day, it certainly was.
Doug Polite and his wife have always loved bed and breakfasts, traveling around the country and taking in local history. So when the chance came to own one of their own, they jumped at the opportunity.
By the time we bought this house, we'd had about 25 years of bed and breakfast experience. And yet it was still a fluke to do this whole thing, because I'm a retired real estate broker, and a friend of mine had it listed, and it came up on the real estate magazine's front cover, and that's how I found out about it.
It turns out the Polites weren't just buying a home. They were also carrying on a legacy that began when the wealthy Flagg family first came to Sangamon County.
About 1850, Cornelius came down here and established his farm. And I'm not sure how many acres he started with or whatever, but by 1871, he had 300 acres here and another 500 acres in the area. And he had also gotten into lumber at that point and had lumber holdings in Arkansas and up in Funk's Grove near Bloomington.
It was then in 1872 that the Flaggs built this stately home. Today, Doug and his wife love sharing not just the history of this home, but also the history of the region with visitors.
We're steeped in what I call it, steeped in Lincoln history, you know. But the other big thing is that Route 66 draws so many people from all over the world. Mr. Lincoln and Route 66 are the main, you know, our main market, really.
Being able to share this home with the world is what Doug considers the best part of this whole endeavor. And here, it doesn't take long to figure out that this is one bed and breakfast that's about a lot more than just being a place to stay, but a place to keep the past alive.
We actually tell people that we feel more like custodians than owners, and we're just privileged to be here. And Sherman and Springfield and the whole country is lucky that this property's still here in the shape it's in.
A home steeped in history, being shared with the world. In our town, Sherman, Ryan Burke, WCIA 3, your local news leader.